We're here at the IAS meeting in Paris, and we're here with Dan Barouch from Harvard Medical School. We appreciate you taking the time. You only have a few minutes. I think you just came from a presentation. You're going to a presentation, so we'll try to get it in a quick order. The work that you're doing is in vaccines, so tell us a little bit about the background on that and how your approach fits into the mix.
Sure, absolutely. Well, thanks for having me. The ultimate control of the worldwide HIV epidemic will likely require the development of a vaccine. History is on the side of vaccines for the control of viral epidemics. We've been working on this problem together with our colleagues at Janssen and many other academic partners for the last 14 years. And here at this conference, we're presenting some new data on our lead vaccine candidates. Our goal is to make a global vaccine, a vaccine for the entire world, using...
That would be HIV-2 and all the clades?
HIV-1, but the major different clades of HIV-1.
Gotcha.
And our goal is to use synthetic so-called mosaic antigens to induce broad immune responses. And these antigens are delivered by common cold viruses and then boosted by purified proteins to increase antibody titers.
So how do you feel that this will, I mean, how did this come about? How is it so different than what other approaches were used, which seem to fail very easily?
Well, this vaccine concept is new in several regards. We use different delivery vehicles, so vaccine vectors that are specifically designed for optimizing immune responses, as well as the HIV sequences, which are synthetically optimized for broader coverage. We also show that this vaccine in preclinical studies in animals gives approximately 66% protection against acquisition of infection. And we were able to show that the functional antibody responses correlate with protection in this model. In new data that was presented today by my colleague, Dr. Hanneke Schuitmacher from Janssen, we have also advanced this vaccine candidate into phase 1 and phase 2A clinical studies. In the clinical study called Approach, we enrolled 393 participants in the US and East Africa, South Africa, and Southeast Asia. And so far, the vaccine appears to be safe and appears to induce robust immune responses. Moreover, the immune responses induced in humans appear to match the profiles of the immune responses that appear to be protective in monkeys.
So with that, the percentage is 65%. One would say that may be not good enough, but I think Fauci said, what, better than 50%? And others said less than that?
Well, we would like a vaccine to be as effective as possible.
Right.
Of course, we know the yellow fever vaccine, the measles vaccine, the incredibly successful vaccines are 98 to 99% effective. I think that remains an aspirational goal. The RV144 study showed an HIV vaccine had an efficacy of 31%. In Dr. Fauci's talk, he felt that a vaccine that had 50 to 60% efficacy would still have major public health impacts as part of a combination HIV prevention strategy.
So with that in mind, would you think that if you're able to get just this amount of protection, that multivalent or another something to put in with it might make it to that level of 90-some%?
Well, I think it's really too early to make those predictions. But what we can say is that we are optimistic with the preclinical and early clinical data generated. And I think that these data have contributed to a new sense of optimism that development of an HIV vaccine might actually be a possibility.
Because this is definitely the best we've done so far.
I think there's many approaches being tried, but currently 2 approaches are being advanced into later phase clinical trials. The first one being a next generation version of the poxvirus protein study that was tested in RV144.
Is this your work? Or is
No,
this other work?
This is other work, and then the work that we have been involved in developing this mosaic global vaccine strategy.
Do you have other backup candidates in line, or that you're looking at, or?
We're also looking at other vaccine concepts in preclinical studies, but those are not in clinical trials yet.
Well, it's really exciting. I think the one thing that we like to hear about here is something that gives us hope and optimism, and you've just expressed that. So we very much appreciate you taking the time to visit with us, and I actually look forward to hearing more about this going down the line.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.